Evan adjusted the controls of the Deep Space Research Station with careful precision. He had spent months alone orbiting the quiet star known as Lyria 5, monitoring strange energy signals that pulsed intermittently across the cosmos. Most of the readings were minor fluctuations, likely harmless, but one pattern had persisted for weeks, drawing his curiosity. Something about it felt alive. The station itself was a small, cylindrical structure, filled with blinking panels, humming, machinery, and the quiet rhythm of life support systems. Evan walked along the narrow corridor to the observation deck. Outside, the star shone faintly, casting soft gold light across the metal surfaces. His eyes scanned the darkness beyond the station, searching for anomalies. Suddenly, his monitor beeped sharply. A large object had entered the detection zone. He leaned closer. The screen showed a small humanoid figure floating in space, drifting helplessly. Evan's heart skipped a beat. He activated the docking controls immediately. "It's alive," he muttered to himself, disbelief mixing with urgency. The figure was not moving, but life signs were faint. He initiated the airlock sequence, his hands steady despite the rush of adrenaline. Minutes later, the airlock opened, and the alien girl floated inside, suspended in zero gravity. She was unlike anything Evan had seen before. Her skin was pale with soft, glowing patterns that shifted subtly like constellations. Her eyes were large and violet, reflecting the light in a mesmerizing way. Despite her fragile appearance, there was an undeniable aura of intelligence surrounding her. Evan caught her gently and moved her toward the medical bay. "Hang on. We'll get you stabilized," he said, speaking slowly, hoping to calm her. Her eyes fluttered open, wide and confused, scanning the unfamiliar interior. "Where am I?" she whispered, her voice soft, almost musical. She sounded uncertain, frightened, but her gaze was sharp, intelligent. "You're on a research station," Evan replied carefully. "You were drifting in space. Are you hurt?" She tried to speak again but paused, as if struggling to find the words. Finally, she said in broken English, I don't understand. Why am I here?" Her tone carried a mixture of fear and curiosity. Evan nodded. "I found you floating in space. You were alone. You're safe now." She closed her eyes and took a shallow breath. Safe. But something inside me, human spark inside me." Her voice trembled. She seemed to sense something she could not explain. Evan froze. He stared at her in confusion. "Inside you? What do you mean by that?" he asked carefully. The alien girl's eyes widened, and a soft glow in her skin brightened slightly. "Inside me, human spark. What you mean?" she repeated, her tone a mixture of fear and wonder. She did not seem angry, just deeply confused. Evan's mind raced. Could it be a translation error? Or something more? He approached slowly, keeping his hands visible to avoid startling her. "I don't know," he admitted. "We'll figure it out together." Her breathing became uneven. She floated near the medical bay table, staring at her hands as though she had never seen them before. "I feel something alive. Not my own," she whispered. Her voice was barely audible, yet the words carried weight. Evan guided her gently to lie down on the table. "I'm going to run some scans, okay? Just to make sure you're healthy." He activated the medical scanner, and a soft blue light enveloped her form. The machine hummed, recording data on her energy patterns, vital signs, and cellular structure. As the results came in, Evan felt a chill. Her biology was not entirely alien. There were fragments of human DNA, neural patterns that matched Earth's species. It made no logical sense, yet the evidence was undeniable. He stared at the readings, mouth slightly open. Lyra, he learned her name from a small translator device she wore, noticed his reaction. "What, you see?" she asked. Her glowing patterns flickered nervously. It's strange, Evan said carefully. "You have fragments of human DNA inside you. That's impossible, but it's real." Lyra's violet eyes widened. "Human. Inside me. Why? What this mean?" Her voice wavered, but she leaned forward slightly, as if trying to sense the truth herself. Evan shook his head, unsure how to explain. "I don't know yet, but we'll find out, I promise." For the next several hours, Evan and Lyra attempted to communicate more clearly. She spoke slowly, often repeating words and phrases, trying to describe the sensations she felt. Fire, heart, warm, strong, inside me, human spark, she said repeatedly, her glowing patterns pulsing with every word. Evan took careful notes. Her responses were fragmented but consistent. Whatever she felt, it was real, and it was connected to humans. Somehow a part of humanity had traveled across the galaxy and existed within her. The implications were staggering. He also noticed that she seemed frightened of her own sensations. Whenever she tried to focus on the human spark, her body shivered and the glow in her skin intensified. It was as if she could not fully control the power inside her. "I feel power, but not mine." "Why?" she whispered, trembling. Evan reached out, placing a reassuring hand on her glowing arm. "Lyra, whatever this is, you're not alone. We'll figure it out together." She looked at him, her large violet eyes searching. "Together?" "Yes," Evan said firmly. "You're safe here. I'll help you understand what you are and where this spark comes from." For the first time since he met her, Lyra's tense posture relaxed slightly. She floated back against the table, her glowing patterns dimming to a soft shimmer. The relief on her face was visible, even through her alien features. As the station's artificial night cycle began, Evan continued his scans and notes, carefully avoiding alarming her further. Every reading confirmed the same shocking reality. Human essence lived within her. Somehow humans had left a legacy in the stars far beyond Earth, and Lyra was living proof. She finally closed her eyes, murmuring softly, "Inside me. Human. Spark." Her voice drifted into silence, and Evan realized that sleep, or at least rest, might help her process the confusion. Evan stepped back, looking out at the dark expanse of space. Stars glittered like distant fires, each one holding secrets and stories unknown. And now, among those stars, a fragment of humanity had appeared, glowing, alive, and utterly mysterious. He wondered what her people would think if they knew a human spark existed inside one of their own. And more importantly, he wondered how she would feel when she learned the truth of her origins. One thing was certain: the quiet star of Lyria 5 would never be the same. Humanity had reached further than anyone realized, leaving a spark that could not be ignored. Evan returned to Lyra's side and gently adjusted her position, ensuring her comfort. "Tomorrow, we start discovering the truth," he said quietly. "Whatever it is, you and I, we face it together." Lyra opened her eyes slightly, the faint glow in her skin pulsing in rhythm with her heartbeat. She whispered again, her voice small but determined. "Together." As the station hummed, quietly around them, the strange bond between human and alien girl began to form. A bond that would uncover mysteries, spark courage, and show the galaxy the resilience of humanity, even in the most unexpected forms. The night stretched on, calm but charged with unseen possibilities. Somewhere deep within her glowing patterns, the human spark stirred, waiting to awaken fully. And for Evan, the adventure had only just begun. The next morning, the research station hummed with quiet activity. Evan had prepared a series of scans and experiments to better understand Lyra's strange connection to human DNA. He moved carefully, aware that every movement, every word could either comfort or frighten her. Lyra sat on the medical table, her legs dangling in zero gravity, her violet eyes following every motion of the equipment. She had not spoken much since the night before, but the faint glow in her skin pulsed like a heartbeat. Soft, steady, but tinged with uncertainty. "Lyra," Evan said gently, "I need you to trust me. These scans won't hurt you. They'll just help us understand what's inside you." She tilted her head, a mixture of curiosity and caution in her expression. "Inside me. Human. Spark. You. See?" she asked, her voice a little stronger than before. "Yes," Evan replied, nodding. "I can see something very unusual. It's not just energy. It's alive in a way. It behaves like human cells, like thoughts, but it's part of you too." Lyra's glowing patterns flickered more intensely. "Part me, part human. Why?" Her tone carried confusion and fear. Evan exhaled slowly. "That's what we need to find out, but I think, a long time ago, humans traveled further than anyone knew. And somehow, part of humanity survived out there, even in your people." Lyra's eyes widened. "My people. Humans. Inside me. Alive." "Yes," Evan said softly. "Not all humans, but pieces of them. Memories, traits, maybe even emotions. You are a bridge between your people and humans." She floated in silence, trying to understand. "Bridge between us, why, me?" Evan shrugged lightly. "I don't know yet. But maybe your ancestors wanted to save something from humans. Something important. And now, it's inside you." Lyra's glowing patterns pulsed faster. "Important. Spark. Humans. Why here?" she whispered, almost to herself. Evan decided it was time to explain what he had learned from historical records stored in the station's database. Thousands of years ago, humans faced great dangers on Earth. Some ancient travelers, perhaps from your world, rescued humans. They took their essence, their memories, their spark, and carried it across the stars. Your ancestors might have been part of that mission. Lyra's eyes blinked slowly. Spark. Humans. Not just me? No, Evan replied. Humans were strong. Their spark, their courage, their curiosity survives. You just happen to carry it inside you. For a long while, Lyra floated quietly, staring at her hands. Evan watched her carefully, noticing the way the glow in her skin shifted with every breath. It was as if her body itself was trying to process the knowledge. Finally, she whispered, "Feel human inside me. Strange, not mine, but mine?" Evan nodded. "Yes, that makes sense. You feel it, but it is part of you now. It's not separate. It's a part of who you are." Lyra's violet eyes widened and a faint smile formed on her lips. "Part me and human together?" "Yes," Evan said, smiling back. "Together." After a pause, Evan suggested, "I think we need to understand how it affects you. Your people use energy in ways humans do not. Maybe the human spark changes how your powers work." Lyra's eyes flickered with fear and excitement. "Change inside me, power, strange, strong, yes?" she said, almost racing through the words. Evan nodded. "Yes, we will test carefully. We need to see what the human spark can do when combined with your energy." They began small experiments. Evan instructed Lyra to focus on her energy, to try controlling the glowing patterns in her skin. At first she struggled, her glow pulsing wildly with every attempt. "Too much, too strong," she said, her voice trembling. "I can't control." Evan took her hands in his. "Breathe slowly, Lyra. Imagine the spark as part of you, not separate. You don't have to fight it. Work with it. Slowly, Lyra's glow began to stabilize. The pattern shifted from chaotic flashes into gentle, flowing shapes, like tiny rivers of light across her skin. Her violet eyes reflected the soft shimmer, wide with wonder. I feel calm, power, human. Inside me. Strong, yes? She asked. Exactly, Evan replied. It's your strength. The spark helps you, not hurts you. As the day continued, Evan explained more about humans, their history, their courage, and their curiosity. He showed her images of Earth, of forests, oceans, and cities. Lyra's eyes grew wider with every picture. She reached out as if she could feel the warmth of the Earth from light years away. Beautiful, humans, clever, strong. Yes? She whispered. Yes, Evan said. Humans are strong because they never give up, even when everything is against them. That's the spark you carry. It makes you stronger. Lyra floated back, her expression thoughtful. Stronger, yes, but why? Humans. Inside me. Me? Evan paused. Maybe your people realized humans had something worth saving, something that could survive anywhere, and they preserved it. In you. That's why you feel it. That's why it is part of you now. Lyra's glowing patterns pulsed softly, almost rhythmically. She seemed to be accepting the idea, though she still looked confused. Inside me, humans, you're alive. Yes, power, but who? Now? You are you, Evan said firmly. Your people's heritage and humanity's spark. You are both, Lyra. You are unique. And that makes you extraordinary. A faint smile spread across her lips. Extra. Ordinary. Yes. Me. Both. Strong. They spent the rest of the day carefully exploring the limits of her abilities. Evan watched in amazement as Lyra began controlling her energy more precisely. She could manipulate small objects in the lab, lift them gently, and even create soft light from her hands without exhausting herself. It feels right. Human. Inside. Yes. Strong, she said. Evan nodded. It does. The spark helps you focus your abilities. It's a part of you, and it makes you better. Lyra's violet eyes shone with wonder and curiosity. Better, stronger, human, and me, she whispered, almost in awe of herself. As night fell on the station, Evan sat beside her, reviewing the scans and notes. He realized the human spark was more than DNA fragments. It was resilience, creativity, and the ability to adapt. And Lyra, in accepting it, was beginning to understand what made humans special. Lyra floated next to him, her glowing patterns dimming to a soft shimmer as if exhausted but content. Inside, me, humans, alive, yes. Me, yes, she murmured. Evan smiled. Yes, Lyra, you are both. And together, we will learn what that really means. The quiet of the station wrapped around them. Outside, stars glittered like tiny sparks of hope across the darkness. Inside, the bond between human and alien girl grew stronger. Each was learning from the other, sharing knowledge, and discovering a connection that spanned species and light years. Lyra finally closed her eyes, resting, in the knowledge that she was not alone. The human spark inside her was no longer a mystery to fear. It was a part of her waiting to grow. Evan glanced at her, silently promising to guide her. Whatever secrets the universe held, whatever dangers they might face, he would ensure that the human spark survived, thrived, and inspired. And he knew deep down that Lyra's journey had only begun. The small research ship hummed softly as it left the orbit of the station. Evan piloted it carefully, navigating through the quiet stretch of space where the mysterious energy signals had first appeared. Lyra sat across from him, her violet eyes fixed on the endless darkness outside the viewport. Her glowing skin pulsed gently, reacting to the hum of the ship and the strange feelings within her. "I still don't understand everything," Lyra said quietly, breaking the silence. "Human, spark, inside. Me. Why? Why? Me?" Evan glanced at her and smiled gently. "I know it's confusing, Lyra. You're discovering who you really are, and that's not easy. But the answers may be out there, in the region where we first detected the signals." Lyra floated closer to the viewport. "Signals like calling me?" she asked, her voice soft. "Energy, like I belong there?" "That's what we need to find out," Evan replied. "The signals might be a message or a record, something your ancestors left behind. Or maybe something that explains the human spark inside you." For hours they traveled through empty space, the stars glittering like scattered diamonds. Lyra remained silent for much of the journey, lost in thought, her glowing patterns slowly shifting as if reflecting her emotions. Evan studied her quietly. Her reactions were unpredictable, sometimes curious, sometimes fearful. But she was learning. She was learning that part of her strength came from the human spark. Suddenly, the ship's alert system beeped sharply. Evan's hands moved quickly over the controls. "Something's approaching," he said. On the screen, a group of small ships appeared, moving fast and erratically. They were unmarked, but their trajectory was clear. They were intercepting them. Lyra's eyes widened. "Danger! What? They're pirates," Evan said grimly. "They must have picked up our energy signature." "Hang on, Lyra." The small ships fired beams of energy toward them, shaking the research vessel. Evan activated the shields and maneuvered swiftly. Lyra gripped a handhold, her glowing patterns pulsing wildly with fear and excitement. "Evan, can help me?" she asked, her voice urgent. "You already are helping," he said. "Stay calm and focus on your energy." Lyra closed her eyes, concentrating. She allowed the human spark inside her to flow with her natural energy. Slowly, the beams fired at their ship were deflected harmlessly, creating a shimmering barrier of light around them. Evan's jaw dropped. You did that?" Lyra nodded, astonished at her own power. "Yes. Spark. Inside. Help. Me. Strong." Evan smiled, relief flooding him. "You see? The human spark isn't just inside you, it's a part of your strength. It's helping you control your abilities. The pirates, seeing their attack fail, tried to ram the ship. Evan pushed the controls to the limit, weaving through the void while Lyra maintained her energy barrier. Their teamwork was seamless, almost instinctive. She reacted to his movements as if she could sense his intentions. Finally, after a tense few minutes, the pirate ships gave up, retreating into the darkness. Lyra floated back, breathing heavily. Her glowing patterns dimmed as she realized the extent of what she had just done. Strong. Really strong. Yes? She asked softly. Yes, Evan said, smiling. You are stronger than you realize. That's the human spark working with your natural energy. You can do amazing things, Lyra. They continued their journey, both thoughtful. Evan realized that Lyra's abilities had changed dramatically with the spark inside her. She wasn't just an alien girl, she was a bridge between species, a living testament to humanity's reach across the stars. After several hours, they reached the area where the signals had first appeared. The space here was filled with faint, glowing patterns in the vacuum like trails of light frozen in time. Lyra's eyes widened and her glow pulsed in response. I know this place feels like home. Strange. Yes? She whispered. Evan nodded. It's like a record, a message left behind. Maybe your ancestors wanted someone to find it, to understand. Lyra floated closer to the glowing patterns, reaching out. As her fingers passed through them, she gasped. Memories flashed through. Her mind not her own, but from the humans whose spark she carried. Faces, voices, emotions, hope, fear, courage, love. She stumbled back, overwhelmed. Too much memories. Humans. Inside. Me. She whispered, her voice shaking. Evan placed a hand on her shoulder. Breathe, Lyra. Take it slow. You don't have to understand everything at once. The human spark is part of you, but it doesn't control you. Lyra's violet eyes filled with tears, not of sadness, but of wonder. Humans survived. Yes? Even far away. In me. Alive? Yes, Evan said softly. Their essence, their spark, lives on. And you are proof of that. That's why you're so strong. So special. Lyra's glowing. Patterns pulsed gently as she absorbed the truth. She looked at Evan with new understanding. Special. Yes. Me. Both. Human. And my people. Strong. Evan nodded. Exactly. You are the bridge. You carry both legacies, and that makes you extraordinary. As they explored the glowing area, Evan noticed a small structure partially hidden among the energy trails. It looked like a floating archive, left long ago. Carefully they approached it and Lyra's glow brightened. Archive? Yes. Messages from ancestors? She asked. Possibly, Evan said. Let's see what it contains. Inside they found holographic records, images, texts, and energy imprints of Lyra's ancestors. One record showed beings like her holding small human children, placing their energy inside their own bodies. Another record showed messages about preserving human memory, emotions, and courage for the future. Lyra's eyes widened as she absorbed the information. Yes, humans saved inside us. Yes, spark, alive, me. Evan smiled, proud. You see, humans are not just a species on a planet. Their courage and intelligence traveled across the stars, and now part of that journey is in you. Lyra floated back, glowing softly. Inside, me, humans, alive, power, yes, strong, she whispered, her voice steady now. Evan nodded. And together we will learn how to use it, how to understand it. You are the proof that humanity's spark can survive anywhere, even inside alien worlds. For the rest of the day, they studied the archives carefully. Each record showed humans working with alien civilizations, helping them, teaching them, and leaving a mark that survived long after humans disappeared from that region. Lyra began to understand that her confusion was natural. She was not only alien, she was a living story of humanity's courage and resilience. As night fell over the distant star systems, Lyra floated beside Evan, her glowing patterns dim and calm. I understand a little. Humans. Inside. Me. Yes. Strong. Yes. Evan smiled softly. Yes, Lyra. You are strong, because humans are strong. And because of you, that strength can continue. The human spark is alive, and it will keep shining. Lyra's violet eyes reflected the stars outside the viewport. Alive. Yes. Inside. Me. Both. Human. And. Me. Yes. Strong. Evan nodded, feeling a deep sense of wonder. Humanity's reach, its courage, and resilience had not been limited to a single planet. It had traveled across the stars carried by beings like Lyra, and now with her understanding the human spark could continue to grow, to adapt, and to inspire, just as humans always had. As they prepared to rest for the next stage of their journey, both felt the weight of the discovery and the promise of what lay ahead. Lyra's identity was no longer a source of fear. It was a source of power, of connection, and of hope For her, for Evan, and for the galaxy itself. Somewhere deep within her, the human spark pulsed steadily, glowing brighter than ever, and for the first time, Lyra smiled truly, embracing both sides of herself. Alien and human, strong and courageous, ready for whatever the stars held next. Back on the station, the quiet hum of machinery felt heavier than usual. Evan and Lyra had returned after their journey into the glowing archive region. While the experience had been illuminating, it had also left Lyra unsettled. The human spark inside her pulsed strongly, overwhelming her senses at times. Evan watched her float in the zero-gravity bay, her violet eyes wide and glowing softly. "Lyra," he said gently, "how are you feeling? Are the energy readings stable?" Lyra's hands trembled slightly. "Inside me, human, strong, but strange, heavy, cannot control." Her voice wavered and the glow in her skin flickered erratically. Evan moved closer. "It's okay. We'll figure this out. You're not alone." But Lyra's worry was not the only problem. A transmission arrived from the outer rim of their region, an urgent demand from Lyra's species. Their message was clear. "Return, Lyra, immediately. She is compromised. The human spark inside her is dangerous." Evan frowned. "They want you back," he said, showing her the screen. Lyra floated backward, fear evident in her glowing patterns. "Back, them, me. Dangerous spark inside me?" "Yes," Evan said softly. "They don't understand yet, but I won't send you back. You are part human, part your people. That makes you special. They must see it differently." Lyra's voice shook. "Inside me, humans, they angry. Will take me?" Evan shook his head. "Not if we don't let them. We'll protect you. But you have to trust me." For the next few hours, tensions ran high. The station's sensors detected a fleet of ships approaching, and Lyra struggled to maintain control of her energy. Every movement she made caused flickers in the lights and minor power surges in the systems. Her confusion and fear amplified the human spark inside her, threatening to destabilize her completely. "I cannot. Inside humans. Strong. Too much," she whispered, floating near the medical bay table. Her hands glowed intensely and her breathing was rapid. Evan placed his hands gently on her shoulders. "Lyra, focus. The human spark is not your enemy. It is part of you. Feel it as part of your strength, not as something outside of you." Lyra closed her eyes, trying to calm herself. "Inside. Me. Humans. Not mine. But mine." Her glowing patterns flickered violently and she shivered in the zero gravity. Evan realized that the human essence within her was now responding to emotional stress. If she lost control, it could be dangerous, not just for her, but for the station as well. "You're not alone," he whispered. "I will help you. We'll stabilize this together." Lyra opened her eyes, violet and glowing faintly. "Together. Yes. Help. Control. Spark. Inside me." Evan nodded. "Exactly. Breathe slowly. Let the spark flow through you, but do not fight it. Let it guide your energy." With Evan's guidance, Lyra focused. Slowly, the erratic pulses of her glow began to calm, forming steady patterns across her skin. Her breathing evened out, and she felt a sense of control returning. "I can focus. Inside. Humans. Spark. Strong. Yes?" she asked, her voice trembling but more confident. "Yes," Evan said, smiling. "You can do this. You are stronger than you realize." Before they could rest, the station's alarms blared. The fleet of Lyra's people had arrived, surrounding the station. They communicated with authority, demanding Lyra's immediate return. "You cannot controlled, dangerous, human, spark. Their voice boomed through the station's translator. Lyra's eyes widened in fear. Inside me, humans, dangerous, she whispered. Evan stood firmly beside her. No, you are not dangerous. You are powerful because of the human spark. We must show them that. You have to trust me, Lyra. The alien fleet prepared to breach the station. Evan and Lyra floated to the main observation deck where they could see the ships outside. The fleet's lights shimmered like a wall of stars against the blackness of space. Lyra, Evan said, placing his hands over hers. We'll do this, together. Your strength, combined with the human spark inside you, can stop this without anyone being hurt. Lyra's glowing patterns pulsed brightly. Inside, me, humans, power, yes, strong, me, together. Evan nodded. Yes, together. When the alien ships began firing warning beams, Lyra focused on her energy, letting the human spark guide her. The beams were deflected harmlessly by shimmering shields of light that flowed from her body, illuminating the observation deck with colors that shifted like the aurora. The fleet was shocked. Their attacks had no effect, and yet no one was harmed. Lyra floated steadily, violet eyes glowing as the human spark and her natural energy worked in harmony. You cannot harm her, Evan said firmly into the translator. She is not your enemy. She carries the legacy of humans and her people. You must accept that. For a moment there was silence. Then the alien authority's voice hesitated. We do not understand this energy spark. Lyra's glow brightened even more. Inside, me, humans, alive, yes, strong, me, both, yes, she repeated, her voice confident now. The authority paused, observing her. Her display of calm control, combined with the human spark, had shown them a power unlike anything they had seen before. Evan whispered to her, You see, Lyra, you are not dangerous, you are extraordinary. Lyra's violet eyes shone brightly. Extraordinary, yes, me, both, strong, yes. Finally, the alien fleet backed away. They had witnessed the human spark's power and the bond between Lyra and Evan. For the first time, they seemed unsure of how to proceed. Evan exhaled slowly. It's over, for now. You did it, Lyra. You controlled your power and showed them who you really are. Lyra floated quietly, processing everything. Inside, me, humans, alive, power, yes, me, both, strong, together. Evan smiled. Yes, and this is only the beginning. You have so much to learn, but now you understand something very important. The human spark is part of you, and it makes you stronger, braver, and more capable than anyone expected. Lyra nodded slowly, a faint smile spreading across her features. Yes, strong, humans, inside me, help, me, guide, yes. The station settled into a calm rhythm again, though the presence of the alien fleet remained nearby. Evan knew that more challenges would come, but Lyra had grown tremendously. She was learning to embrace both her alien nature and the human spark within her. Later, as they prepared for rest, Lyra floated beside Evan. I understand, little humans inside me, strong, me, both. Yes? Evan smiled, placing a hand gently on her glowing shoulder. Exactly, Lyra. You are extraordinary, and the universe will soon see it too. As the station lights dimmed for the night cycle, the glow in Lyra's skin pulsed gently, a soft reminder that the human spark inside her was alive, steady, and growing. It was a power that no one could take away, a proof of resilience, courage, and hope that transcended planets and species. Together, Lyra and Evan prepared for the next stage of their journey, They knew that the human spark inside her would face new tests, but it had already proven its strength. And with it, Lyra would continue to grow, learn, and inspire those around her. The quiet hum of the station became a backdrop to their thoughts. Outside, the stars shimmered like sparks of light across the void, each one a reminder that humanity's legacy was not confined to a single planet. It lived in Lyra, alive, vibrant, and extraordinary. And as she closed her eyes, violet glow dimming, softly she whispered once more, "Inside, me, humans, alive, strong, both, me, yes, extraordinary." The quiet of the station was shattered by alarms. Red lights flashed across the corridors as the alien fleet reappeared, this time in full force. Their ships surrounded the station, moving with precision and authority. Evan quickly guided Lyra to the observation deck where they could see the incoming vessels. "They've returned," Evan said, his voice calm but tense. "They're serious this time. They want you, Lyra." Lyra's violet eyes widened. Her glowing patterns pulsed, wildly reflecting fear, confusion, and a flicker of determination. Inside, me, humans, spark, strong, them, coming. Why? "You're not just strong, you're extraordinary," Evan said firmly. "We will face this together. Your spark, your energy, and your courage. They are unstoppable when combined." Lyra took a deep breath, trying to center herself. "Together, yes, strong humans. Inside, me," she whispered, her voice steadying. Evan moved to the control panel, initiating defensive protocols. "We don't want to fight them unless we have to, but if they attack, we'll defend the station and protect you." The alien fleet opened fire, beams of energy cutting through space toward the station. Lyra stepped forward instinctively, letting the human spark inside her flow. Her glowing skin brightened, forming a shimmering barrier that absorbed the attacks. Evan watched in awe. "Lyra, you're controlling it perfectly. You're channeling the spark with your own energy." Lyra focused, violet eyes shining with intensity. "Inside, me, humans, alive, power, guide, me, strong." She extended her hands, and the energy beams redirected harmlessly into the vacuum of space. Her patterns shifted like ripples of light, creating an aura of protection around the station. The alien fleet hesitated, unable to breach the shield. Evan realized that the human spark did more than stabilize her energy, it amplified it. Lyra could control massive forces without harm because the spark was part of her very essence. "This is amazing," he whispered. "You're not just defending yourself, you're showing them what humanity's strength really means." Lyra's confidence grew. "Humans, strong. Inside, me. Yes, me. Both. Yes." Her words were calm, resolute, and powerful. The alien fleet's leader communicated again, their voice tense. "Lyra, return. This human influence, dangerous, unacceptable." Lyra's glow brightened further. "Inside, me, humans, alive, not dangerous, strong, yes, me, both, extraordinary." Evan nodded. "Show them, Lyra. Show them that your spark is not a threat. It is proof of the courage and brilliance of humanity." With a deep breath, Lyra extended her hands fully. The energy barrier expanded, forming a dome of soft, shifting light around the station. The beams from the alien ships bounced harmlessly off it. Then, she released a pulse of radiant energy, not destructive but illuminating, a wave that seemed to reach the minds of the alien fleet. The ships slowed. The energy carried a message, clear and unspoken. Humans survive. Their courage, their hope, their spark is alive, and it will not be crushed. Evan whispered, "You're not just defending yourself. You're showing the universe what humans can do. Lyra floated steadily, calm and glowing. Inside, me, humans, alive. Power, yes. Both. Me, strong. Extraordinary. Together. The alien fleet withdrew, shaken but unharmed. They had witnessed a force unlike anything in their experience. The human spark inside Lyra was not just energy. It was resilience, intelligence, adaptability, and courage all woven together. Evan exhaled, relief washing over him. It's over, for now. Lyra floated beside him, glowing softly. Inside, me, humans, alive, strong, me, yes, both, extraordinary, she repeated, her voice calm and steady. Evan smiled. Exactly. You are proof of humanity's flame. It survives, it adapts, and it inspires. And now, the universe knows it too. Over the next hours, Evan and Lyra restored the station. Lyra's energy stabilized completely, and the glow of the human spark became part of her natural rhythm. She moved confidently, no longer trembling at the strength within her. You did it, Evan said softly. You controlled the spark, and you showed them who you really are. Lyra nodded. Yes, inside, me, humans, alive, strong, meet both together, extraordinary. As night fell over the distant star systems, Evan and Lyra floated in the observation deck, gazing at the stars. Each one was a reminder that humanity's story had traveled far beyond Earth. The spark that Lyra carried was proof that humans could survive, adapt, and shine even in the most unexpected places. I understand. Humans. Spark. Inside. Me alive, yes, me. Both. Strong, Lyra whispered, her glowing patterns shifting in soft rhythmic waves. Evan placed a hand gently on her shoulder. Yes, Lyra. And you are not alone. Together we will explore what this spark can do. There are more mysteries, more discoveries, and more challenges ahead. But now, you know your strength. Lyra smiled faintly, the fear of confusion replaced by confidence. Yes. Strong. Humans. Inside. Me. Me. Both. Extraordinary. Together. The calm returned to the station. The alien fleet had retreated, but the experience left a lasting impression. Lyra had embraced her dual identity, learned to control her powers, and demonstrated humanity's strength in a way that no one could ignore. Evan looked at her with pride. You are a bridge between worlds, Lyra, a living example that humanity's spirit can survive anywhere, even across the stars. Lyra's glow dimmed to a gentle shimmer, her violet eyes reflecting the distant lights of the stars. Bridge, yes. Me. Humans. Alive. Strong. Extraordinary. Yes. As they prepared for rest, both felt the weight of their journey. The challenges were far from over, but Lyra had grown tremendously. She had learned to embrace both sides of herself, alien and human, and use the human spark to guide her strength. Outside, the stars shimmered like scattered sparks across the void. Each one was a reminder that humanity's essence could survive in the most unexpected ways. And in Lyra, that essence burned brightly, a living flame of courage, hope, and resilience. Evan and Lyra floated quietly, side by side, watching the stars. The galaxy was vast, full of mysteries, but they now carried a truth that would never fade. Humanity's spark was alive, extraordinary, and unstoppable. Lyra whispered once more, her voice calm and steady. Inside. Me. Humans. Alive. Strong. Both. Me. Extraordinary. Together. Evan smiled, knowing that the journey ahead would be challenging. But with Lyra embracing her dual nature and the human spark within her, there was no limit to what they could face, discover, and achieve. And in that quiet moment, among the distant stars, humanity's flame shone brighter than ever, alive in an alien girl ready to inspire the universe.